Hi there, in this session we're going to take a look at eccentric quad strengthening. So basically that means we're going to load the quad muscles when they're under length. So that's what the eccentric bit is. This is really good for runners when they're doing downhill trail running. So being able to injure and support your knees and your body during that impact and have the strength in the quads to support you. They're also really good for tracking, allowing the knees to align, and of course strengthening through the front of the quads. So you need a chair for the last session, and you need a few blocks or a book, a few books or a good step, like one of those aerobic steps is pretty good, just so you can have a little bit of height for some of the exercises to step down off or over. So we're going to start with an eccentric lunge. You're going to come to bring your feet into a parallel position. Hip width apart, have any little wriggles through, maybe you've already worked through your feet and done a roll down before you came to this session. Then you're just going to step your right foot back a foot's length. The toes are on the floor, the heel is up. We soften and hip hinge and bend in the knees and come into a deep squat, holding for a count of 5. Make sure this knee is not lunging forward, so you're back a little bit so the left quad has to work. You step the right foot in, push off both feet to come up to standing. Same thing on the other side, you step the left toes back, hip hinge, lovely long spine, arms sweep out for support. We get to load through this right quad, bring the left foot in and press. So we're going to do 2 more to either side. Right foot back, hip hinge, reach forward, right foot in, stand tall, left foot back, crease and fold, long spine, work this front leg, left foot in, push off. Let's just go one more time to see that you've got this in your body. Right toes back, hip hinging. Good, the sitting bone's open, there's weight into it, but don't drop back. Your weight's not on your back leg, it is even and a little bit more placed into the left foot. Right foot in, push off, other side, left foot back, deep squat, maybe hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, left foot in, push off. Have a little shake out. Now you may just do 1 more repetition on either side of that, and then move on to the other exercises. All of these exercises you might run as a course, maybe twice a week, as part of your program in rehab for your knees and your quads, or as part of your running training. So that's your eccentric lunge. Then you're going to do a side step down. So for that, I've got 3 yoga blocks. You might have the step on the bottom of your staircase, a few good books, or something similar around the room. It needs to be quite sturdy and stable, that you can stand up onto it. And I'm going to have a light fingertip touch on the wall every so often just to make sure things are good. Funny feeling I'm going to come out of camera range. Let's bring me down a little bit. Doesn't matter how high it is, because you're going to soften and bend in the standing leg on the block, and the longer leg that's hanging away stays straight. It's going to come forward a little bit. That's not the main aim. You're going to bend in the standing leg on the blocks so you get a heel tap down, and then drive and push through that standing leg to come tall. So same thing. You're hip hinging, your spine staying tall. The arms are a pretty good counterbalance for this. Heel taps, drive through that leg on the blocks to come up. Good, and again. Let's go 1 more time. And there's lots of little fast twitch fiber things going on, really good for stability and balance. Have a little shake off. You can see why I've kept close to the wall just every so often, so I can correct myself and check in, but it's different when the other leg comes on to be your stabilizer. Maybe this side already feels a little bit more comfortable. How does it feel now to soften on the leg that's on the block? Send the sitting bones back. The other leg stays long and straight until it taps. Push and drive into that foot on the blocks or on your staircase. And we go 2 more. Good. This is your side step down. Nice, and have a little shake off. Again, you might take a little break and come back to the first side and then repeat, or you might move on to the next exercise. The next exercise, you need your mat, or at least something padding underneath your knees because you're coming down onto the floor. Let's bring ourselves down into a little bit of an all fours. Whilst we're here, have a little cat-cow wriggle. Yawning open to your front line and your back. So we're going to take a thigh stretch here. We can sit back on long toes and just note how this feels in the feet. We can come up to high kneeling and tuck the toes. Sometimes I need a bit of coaxing. And sit back on tucked toes. So a thigh stretch, or you might know it as your reverse Nordic, is to come up into high kneeling with tucked toes. Have soft ribs, pelvis in its long, neutral, happy position. Sometimes that means the belly button comes back, but it doesn't mean you hold your breath or squeeze anything in. It's a tilt. There's always movement in the pelvis available to you to help organize the spine. Soft ribs and arms reach out in front. Toes stay tucked if they'll behave themselves. Keep those ribs soft. You're one lovely long line from the crown of the head to your knees as you lean back. So again, we're loading the quad whilst it has to lengthen. Can you see that? And we're getting a good yawning stretch out of the front of those legs as well. There's a lovely bounce because you've got your toes tucked. You're using the elastic recoil of the arches of the feet. 5 or so of these is plenty. You can come back to them at the end. Soft shoulders reaching fingertips. Fabulous. Hands come down. Send your sitting bones up. Have a little downward dog. Pad out through the knees, through the legs, through the arms, anything you need. Gently walk yourself back through to standing. Uncurl, unroll, unravel all the way up. Nice. From here we come into your skater squat. So we need your blocks, your book, you know, whatever you've got as an obstacle almost, to send your leg back over. So we start in front of your step. Feet are in their parallel. Lovely. We're going to stand into your left leg and let your right leg float up. It's already back behind you a little bit. Just checking where that is. Good. You're going to bend, soften it into that left leg. Send the right leg and knee back, getting as low as you can, like you're a little ice skater. It might come to tap, that's pretty low. And then you're going to drive through the standing leg to come up. Good. So you can stick with one or you can switch. Same thing. You're working this standing leg. It just comes back. Drive to come up. And again, sending it way back. So like you're in your skating position. That's it. And through. And again. This is why there's a wall nearby. And through. Feel free to play around and switch around. Let's do 4 or 5 to either side. Work in your own time. You might want to come off mats if, like mine, they're pretty thick and squishy. And adding lots of extra challenge today as I film this. And come back up. Nice. This is your skater squat. We just have this in the way, so you have to keep a little bit of height. You have to get a little bit further back. You could be without, but it just keeps us mindful. Nice, well done. Have a little shake out. Good. Then we use our blocks again, our step, again, bottom of your staircase, to do our reverse step down. So let me just come closer to the wall so I'm in shot. We start with both feet on the blocks. I'm going to grab another one so we've got a nice even base for when I need it. So you start up on your step, bottom of the staircase, your exercise, aerobic block, whatever it is. We're going to do a reverse step down. So this was our side step down, remember, when it was out to the side and we had a bit of range. Now in our reverse step down, same thing, we load into the left leg a little bit, send the right foot back behind us, we soften and bend and let the right toes come down and tap the floor, and then drive back up. And it doesn't have to be massive, because it's this sensation of pushing through and also this moment of loading the quad under length. Press back up. So it's a reverse step down. You don't actually come off your block, your step, but the leg is going back behind you now. Nice, let's switch sides. Fabulous. Stay tall through the spine, let your arms reach out as a counterbalance. Good. All the little wriggles are fine, she says, trying to excuse herself. Good. My goodness. Come on, knee. Lovely. There will be little discrepancies, but as we practice, there we go. It figures out its alignment. Nice. And have a little shake out. Reverse step downs. So then the last thing, an exercise we're going to do, we're going to need a chair. And we're doing a single leg eccentric box squat. So a chair, your boxes in the gyms that you use, you start in front of it. Single leg eccentric box squat means that we're going to weight bear and stand into the left leg, have the right leg out in front of you. You're going to single leg sit down. Both feet come in underneath you, come up, and then you're going to switch. So it's a single leg, eccentric box squat, to sit, both feet in, to come up. We're going to alternate. Let's do 3 more on either side. Reach the fingertips, stay long in the spine, open your sitting bones, sit down like you're doing a squat. Good practice for those piston squats. Both feet in, come up. Single leg, eccentric box squat. Have a little shake out. 2 more to either side. Well done. You see the concentration on my face. Leg goes out, we're hinging, we're sitting back into your sitting bones as much as possible. Good, 1 more to either side. You take your time to come down as much as possible. Last one. Nice, have a little moment here. Stay seated. Have a little shake out. Let's take a roll down on your seat. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften the chin and slide the breastbone and roll the ribs, curling and rounding the spine to come and rest down over these legs, these quads. Hang out. Give the jaw a little shake, the shoulders as well. And then stand down into the feet and come all the way up. There is a few more that I add to this program for certain people. Do get in touch if you'd like any extras, you want to work on knee alignment or a particular area through the quads, the hips, the pelvis, and I would love to help you. But yeah, let me know what you think of these guys. Keep practicing them, maybe twice a week, just do this little video. And notice that it'll get easier, more organized, more structured, and the strength through the quads then helps you stabilize through the knees. Downhill walking, downhill running should become a lot easier. And a lot more controlled and efficient. And I will see you in class really soon.